Welcome to Tea Tuesday. I'm Justin.
I'm Brian.
And here's the tea this week at Elm. Doesn't really work with masks, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, it is Tuesday, and we have not done Tea Tuesday in a while because guess what? There's not been a lot of tea to report. Shocker. But we have some exciting things that are on the horizon. So, hey, Josh. Hey, Carter. We are going to spill that tea. Don't you worry. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about some of the things that you're able to look forward to in the next month or so. So, and if you have any questions at all, you know, just please feel free to use, the good old chat or comments or whatever it is that they call it on Instagram Live. And, we'll talk about that for a little bit. So first things first, the next Lantern Series concert that we have coming up is on July 18th. So not this coming Saturday, not the Saturday after, but the Saturday after that. We have the Queen's Cartoonists, and we're so excited to have them. Brian, they were one of the last that we got to announce.
Yeah, we didn't get them originally, but then after scouting for this season, I went back and said, I really want these guys to be here. So we put them in the last slot of this season, and they're a lot of fun. We're going to have a projector up there, and you're going to see some classic cartoons that you know and love. You're going to see some cartoons from maybe a different country that you don't know as well. And they're going to have a lot of fun activities and things that are going to be going on stage. And everything, of course, will be socially distanced, and everyone will be nice and spread out, but you can still go outside and enjoy a concert, believe it or not.
Yes, which we are very pumped to bring them and to kind of kick things back off and whatever we consider to be the new normal. We're excited to get back to doing things, of course, as safe and as socially distant as we possibly can, because that's also very important, as you can see from us wearing our masks right now to keep it as socially distant as we can. So we talked about Queen's Cartoonists, and then literally the week after Queen's Cartoonists on July 25th is Shana Tucker. And unfortunately, we were not able to have Shana come this past weekend, just the way that the orders were spelled out with live performances and things like that. But we are very happy to report that she is going to be here in less than a month. And you also definitely want to check out Shana Tucker. She's an incredible musician. But on top of that, she just has such a great personality. And, is a lot of fun to talk to. And she really uses the platform that she has and the music for some really good causes, whether that's, working with students for doing different workshops and things like that, to, just educating all of us on, this kind of world that she lives in with Chamber Soul, which, kind of takes the classical world and then melds it with, this kind of jazz, soulful, improvisational kind of style, which is super, super fun.
And you can learn more about each of these guys. Joel, who is the head of Queen's Cartoonists, and Shana Tucker, I actually was able to, during COVID, sit down with both of them via Zoom and talk. And I think Shana played a little bit for us, and I think that would be in our IGTV.
It sure is. So you can check that out.
I'm hip, I swear.
I know. Look at that.
But yeah, they were both great interviews. I learned a lot about both of them. I thought I knew a lot about both of them, but actually I just learned a lot more. And I gotta say, Shauna's one of my favorite people on the planet right now. She was just so much fun to talk to, and I follow her on Facebook and Instagram too, and she's just doing a lot right now for her community in Asheville. So check that out as well.
Yes. Love it. Y'all, it's been such a long time since we've done tea. And it's so nice to kind of get back to a sense of, normalcy, because otherwise it would just be us crying because we have nothing going on. And you don't want to see that week after week. Maybe you do. To which I say, how dare you? With all the love, of course, from that. Yeah, so we talked about Queen's Cartoonists on the 18th. We talked about Shana Tucker literally the Saturday after.
The good thing for all of you guys, if you really like concerts, is instead of normally where we have one concert a month in the fall because it's a lot already, everything from the spring just got shoved into the fall. So we have a lot of things going on. So make sure to check out the website. It's a little confusing right now. We still have them in sequential order, but there's some things from last season that's going to be happening next summer. And there's some things that are this season that are going to be happening before things that are this, it's a little confusing, but everything's in sequential order. You got a lot of concerts back to back to back to back to back in the fall, and we're going to close out the fall in October as well. So we have until October, and we're excited to have all of you guys back because I'm going to be honest, being a production manager for a theater that's not doing anything can get really boring because there's no events on stages.
That's the tea on that, sis. Attempts to take another drink with the mask does not work.
Mine's working just fine. I don't know what you're talking about. My tea is delicious.
My eyes are telling you can't. As he leaves.
Bye.
Right? Yeah, so we've got that going on, and then we get to kick off our 2020-2021 season of character in August with She Kills Monsters, which is going to be, oh my gosh, you guys, it's going to be so much fun. If you enjoyed Puffs, you're just going to love She Kills Monsters. It's very, very similar in that underdog story and taking place in this fantastical world. I think one of the things that She Kills Monsters does really well is it's set in the world of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. I can talk today, y'all. But I think one of the things that the script does really well is even if you have never had experience with Dungeons and Dragons, you do not need to know the world of the game in order to feel like you can understand what's going on.
So unlike Puffs, where there was a couple jokes you missed if you didn't know Harry Potter, Dungeons and Dragons, darn you, follows the story of the oldest sister between two sisters, and the older sister is trying to play her younger sister's D&D campaign, but she has no idea how to play D&D. She doesn't really get it. There's a couple lines in there where she's like, hey, I think it's kind of pointless. We're just walking around and talking. Which, if you play D&D, you totally understand that 80% of the game is walking around talking to NPCs, and then like, oh wait, here's a fight, and now we're talking again. So it's just a lot of fun, both as a D&D player and as a non-D&D player, to just see how this older sister is trying to connect with her younger sister through just a game that they both learn to love.
And there are some familiar faces and some not familiar faces in the cast and the team of She Kills Monsters as well. So if you saw Puffs last year, you will see a couple familiar Puffs make a return in a different world now. And the director of Puffs, Zach Stoles, we are super fortunate to have him back to direct this piece. He is going to do such a great job of immersing us in the world of the play, and also there are some like really killer fight sequences in the show, and so I know he's just like rocking it at like doing like fight choreography and getting all of that to look really, really sharp. So we're excited about that. Of course, we're gonna give you like some sneak peeks throughout the next month or so as we're getting ready to put it on. So a couple things that you can look forward to is we'll do a couple other live moments, whether that's on Instagram or on Facebook, obviously sharing it to both platforms. So you can get to know the cast, you can get to know a little bit more about the show and kind of what our design process is for it, kind of what our vision as a whole for the show is, and just kind of get the inside scoop. You get to share the tea with us. We want to invite you to do that. So that's a little bit of tea on She Kills Monsters, which is exciting. They've been in rehearsal for a little over 2-ish weeks now, going on their third week, I think.
Yep, we've had the cast coming in and obviously following all sorts of procedures, and we're all still trying to figure out what this new world looks like. So people are spread out all over the theater during rehearsals. Everybody's got these masks on. We got to take care of ourselves and take care of our people, but it's a very new and interesting thing. On that vein, though, we can officially announce that Joshua Robinson, who was here earlier, I don't know if you're still sticking around, Josh, will be directing Dogfight, which is our musical right after She Kills Monsters. It goes up in October, and we'll be having auditions for that later on in July. So please, if you're itching to get back into theater, go ahead and, if it's production, let me know. If it's an audition, just go ahead and wait and see if that sign-up shows up. But we're really excited to have him on board. And hopefully, y'all, we're going to be able to get to some semblance of a normal where you can walk into the theater and see a show and just have a grand old time.
Yes, 100% agree with that. With Dogfight auditions, that will be posted by Friday. And we'll make sure to do a social post on that, so that way you know that that's out and you're able to audition or send that to your friends or whoever you might think would be interested in it. And going along the lines of making sure that everybody feels safe and comfortable, we'll be putting out some more details within the next few weeks. But we know specifically with She Kills Monsters, that is still a little early, for some people to be comfortable in the theater. And so we promise that we are giving, we're going to have some opportunities and ways for you still to enjoy the show and feel like you're part of that experience as an audience member, even if you don't feel comfortable physically coming to the space. And we'll talk about what that looks like and how you're able to do that. But it'll be very similar to Helvetica if you were part of that experience and watched it online. Speaking of which, if you saw Helvetica, which seems like ages and ages and ages ago.
That was at least 3 years, right?
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
We want to thank you so much for, just kind of, here we go, pivoting with us.
We've changed that word in this office to pirouetting just to break up the monotony of hearing every other organization say pivoting. So if you've been pirouetting with us.
Yes, thank you for pirouetting with us with that. That was something, completely new in our territory. And so we appreciate, still being able to tell that great story by Will Coleman and, really share it with an audience because that story needed to be told.
Also, huge shout out to Will Coleman. There was a lot of... Luckily, we were able to work on a show with the playwright and not through a licensing company because they're all still working very hard to figure out what this pirouetting to a new normal is like. But Will was just more than accepting of us throwing that up online just so you guys could have some sort of content while we were all trying to figure out what's going on in the world. Now that we have a little bit more of an idea what's going on, you'll see companies like MTI's started to figure this out with a lot of musicals, Samuel French, things like that. They're all figuring out, or are they Concord now? Is Samuel with Concord?
Yeah, Concord's a whole conglomerate.
Concord, that's a whole new thing, which if you're really interested in theatrical licensing, email me, because I got a long list of things.
Love it.
All of you watching.
Love it, love it, love it. So we were going to take questions, and the one question that we got, I'm just going to throw it up there. Christopher really enjoyed the teabag effect that I did for the first story, saying, "Hey, this is what we're doing," and so I wanted to throw that out there because that made me laugh that he got a kick out of that. So if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to throw them in so that way we can see them and we can answer them as best as we possibly can. So thank you for that wonderful question, Braz. I'm gonna just X out of that. That's a new skill I learned today, was how to use the Q&A feature on Instagram Live. So I feel like I'm pretty cool. I'm seeing a couple other things. I'm just gonna maybe we can do the teabags live. I'm gonna try to go live with. Love y'all, but not right now. We can. Wait for it. Look at this! Oh my gosh! I've got the teabags on. Brian, all right, I'll move out of the way so it can look at your face.
Nope, doesn't like me. It's fine. I don't get tea bags, Justin. It's
Gotcha.
I'm only. You know what? It's whatever.
So, well, I'm gonna keep these on because I really like the teabag ear things a lot.
If you can't tell, we miss y'all. There's a
So
lot
much.
going on. It's been so long since we've been able to welcome an audience into any of our venues.
You got it.
I got the tea. Any of our venues, but I'm really excited to have any and all of y'all back here.
Yes, we miss everyone so much. Like it is so hard, you know, in the world of the arts. You're so used to being around people so much, and you know, doing all kinds of different events and things like that, and to not be able to do that is so heartbreaking. Because you're like, we're doing this for y'all. Like, this is what we want to do. And I love that Lisa and Mallory are getting a kick out of the teabags happening on my face as well.
Just glitching out, too. That's my favorite part. They're just...
It's just like, here nor there. Here. Okay, I'm not going to try to continue with it. But, yeah, that's the tea. Like, I don't know what else to say right now. So we talked about Queen's Cartoonists. We talked about Shana Tucker. We talked about She Kills Monsters. We talked about Dogfight and those auditionings happening. I mean, I guess in August we do have 2 additional Lantern Series concerts that are also going to be a lot of fun. And I'll say a little bit of my tidbit that I learned today about one of our artists that we did not know. What is it? August 15th?
Sure.
I believe I have, because I literally just sent an email with like all of like the dates for August, and I was like, please let these be the dates. That so we can do it. Yes, August 15th. Beautiful. So, August 15th, we are bringing Crystal Bowersox here as part of the Lantern series. You may be very familiar with her from her being on American Idol and being a finalist. Season 9, I believe, if that means anything to you.
If you kind of remember it, she was the one with amazing dreads and would play the harmonica while playing guitar. Mallory will be there.
Yes, she will. And
proud of you.
So we need everyone as well to pledge to be there as well, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And that's how I first knew about Crystal when we were talking about what kind of options for artists that we were going to bring. And when Brian said Crystal Bowersox, I was like, oh yeah, from American Idol. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to be like me and will recognize her from American Idol. But I learned something new today as I was putting together a little bio for her for a couple of the online calendars that we put out there, promoting some of our upcoming events. And I did not know that Crystal Bowersox was on Broadway. She played Patsy Cline in the musical Always Patsy Cline in like 2013, I think. So she made her Broadway debut in that show and getting to portray Patsy Cline and singing her music, like crazy. And so I learned that today, which I thought was really neat. So we can say that, not only is she an American Idol finalist, she's also like a Broadway star. Like that is pretty cool.
Which I didn't know either, and I interviewed her for about an hour, so that's fun. But no, I'm really excited to have Crystal here. It was fun getting to talk with her manager and get everything worked out, but we're excited to bring her here. The other artist you might know coming into the fall, his name's David Nail, which I know a name sometimes is like, I think I might have... No, you've heard of him. He's a country music star, but I've talked to people and they're like, I don't listen to country music, and I'll play one or two of his songs. They're like, oh, I know that one. So he's probably the most streamed artist we've ever had as part of the Lantern series. See, the tea bags are on me because I have the tea right now. But go ahead, go on Spotify, check both of them out if you're like, maybe I know them. We're working on getting a Lantern series. Actually, I think I already have it ready.
So share it with me, girl.
List. I'll share it with you, girl. But we have a Lantern series Spotify list, so if you're interested in what's coming up this season, go ahead and check that out. like I said, this is a new normal, so we're trying to figure out if it's better to break it up by season or if I should just throw everything at the fall at you. If you have thoughts, comment down below.
Right, we love it.
And we'll let you know.
Right, and I was just going to say, because the David Nail song that I know is Let It Rain. Like, that's a bop.
Yeah, it's a bop.
And to me, I'm going to sound, like, really silly. But now I'm going to forever think of it as the country equivalent of Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. It's essentially, I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
It's the same thing. If you want the country Ariana and Lady Gaga, come to David Nail. I also know Whatever She's Got, that's been a popular one, as well as Red Light. That was one of my favorites growing up, too. So he's awesome. We're happy to have him here with us. But yeah.
Cool, y'all. Well, we are gonna hop off. This was a lot of fun just to, just kind of speak out into the void and get some human interaction at the same time. So we appreciate, you being here and letting us spill the tea and talk about some of the things that we have going on. I know that this is a very weird time for all of us right now, but I know that, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and, we do have things to look forward to. So if you, are maybe feeling a little down in the dumps, I encourage you to, think in that mindset of, looking at the light at the end of the tunnel and seeing that we have some really fun things coming up. And if you feel comfortable and safe, we would love for you to be a part of that. No worries if not, totally get it. But on that note, how do we end Tea Tuesday? I forget.
So we normally say things like, check out the website for auditions, check out She Kills Monsters, check out all the concerts we have coming up next month and in August. And that's the tea.
Sis. Still can't do that.
I can. I don't know what's wrong with your mask.
Bye.
All of this tea.